Hello, my name is Andrew Kahn, and I didn't want to delay anymore in sharing this, even though, it's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, but it is a starting point from a concerned person. I love people. I think we are all connected with great worth. Life is precious and sacred and beyond any of our ability to fully understand. People are connected in ways that cannot be fully understood. I am someone who believes in a power greater than myself, and I'm comfortable calling that power God, even though I know that the term carries a lot of baggage for some people and leaves a lot unsaid about how I understand that creative, sustaining, transformative power. If I had to define what I mean by God in one word, the word I would choose would be love. Love is a term that is thrown around a lot, but there is something I call higher order love that is much more specific, and its nurturing, healing, comforting, and disciplining power is quite real. It very often works through people. I believe that there is a problem that requires correction, and that when enough people acknowledge a problem and begin to discuss a solution, then changes can be made. I believe in thinking globally but acting locally, and I believe in having a grand vision and then breaking things down into smaller, manageable tasks. For this talk, locally will mean the United States of America. The problem I see and want to discuss, and that I hope people will solve, seems pervasive. For America to be a great light to the world, we need to get beyond the polarization and divisiveness. So much of the media takes political sides, and this only exacerbates the environment of distrust, communication breakdown, and hate. It makes our country very weak. A house divided falls. Benjamin Franklin's comment at the time of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, quote, "We must all hang together, or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately." I don't like to be afraid or spread fear and paranoia. At the same time, there is probably no better strategy than divide and conquer. And if America can't get it together, we should expect great problems not far down the road. We have to relearn how to listen to one another, be patient, and make our point civilly. We can't build a solid structure unless we let go of what prevents us from effectively working together. When it comes to hate, I much prefer love. I don't really want to fight hate. I'd rather feed the fire that produces warmth, not burns destructively. In my view, the good world that we need to add to is created with kindness, love, care, and all of life needs to be seen as precious and sacred. I hope that one day soon the world will rally around this, so much so that the fire of hate is so marginalized that it is deprived of the oxygen needed to grow. The problem with hating any group, blacks, Jews, Arabs, Muslims, Israelis, Iranians, immigrants, is that the hate itself poisons people's hearts and also tends to lead to rationalizing or condoning violence. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. That's Isaiah. I'm an idealist, but also a realist. It is not time for being defenseless, else our nation, any nation, will be devoured. In my view, enough blood has been shed, and we must find a way to live with one another. It is very difficult for Israel to live alongside an armed group sworn to their destruction. Peace agreements can only be made with parties willing to live and let live. There are certain narratives that are destined to bring destruction, death, and perpetual war. We must create shared narratives that leave open the possibility of hope and the valuing of life. God knows more than you or I. God, who knows more than you or I, created us all, and we all have a place here. Therefore, hatred of life or groups of people always runs counter to God's truth and will, in my humble opinion. How can progress be made? With great care and great strength. I believe that it is only through strength that the ultimate goal can be reached. What is the ultimate goal? Peace, love, kindness, tolerance, where each can play the legitimate role that they are here to play for good. How will we get to this state? Together, slowly but surely. If you like what you are hearing, please let me know. I have more to say, and there is so much work to be done. Can creating peace and a philosophy that supports it be done without bringing in the concept of God, a creator? The thinkers who I respect the most say no. I see that without some concept of absolute right and wrong, people can justify and rationalize anything, including the most barbaric behaviors. Indeed, the greatest minds can plan the greatest destruction. This has been the case. My grandfather came from Poland when he was 17. Many years later, he could not call home because there was literally nobody home. They had all been murdered, along with about 6 million other Jews and millions of others. This was the greatest blow to world Jewry, but those who have studied history know that it is filled with attempts at genocide against the Jews, including pogroms, inquisitions, expulsions, and massacres. From my vantage point, there is no people on earth that need their own land as much as the Jewish people. It is too simplistic to say that Jews are simply white, colonizing, privileged oppressors. Embracing a bit more nuance and complexity can lead to greater understanding and empathy. The truth is that they are not all white, that some Jews have been, or Jewish families have been living in Israel for thousands of years, not recent colonizers, including during the times of the first and second temples. That many Jews have worked very hard to reach a point of affluence, and many have never gone beyond poverty. They're not all privileged. In my view, perhaps more than any other group, Jews have suffered historically as victims. The point is, our thinking needs to be more nuanced and historically informed. There is good and bad in all people, and when we think a whole group is bad, we are on dangerous ground that wise people try to avoid at all costs. Germany has paid tens of billions in restitution and has committed and is committed to continuing efforts. Hate can take on an overpowering and destructive force of its own if the silent majority stays silent and doesn't try to stop it. We also cannot justify as resistance murder, rape, and kidnapping. If all forms of resistance are acceptable, then in America, the American Indians would be justified in trying to take back this land by whatever means. It seems that every country's citizens would be on shaky ground. It is also too simplistic to say that there are no people in the West Bank or the Gaza Strip who have the right to a secure life with hope for security. Let's finish this up by defining true religion as that which helps create more love and helps reveal the fundamental truth that has been nearly lost from awareness, that the whole world is one family. A great yoga master named Swami Kripalu said, if we cannot love others, we aren't following religion, but the illusion of religion. True religion teaches the oneness of all. If there is no unity, no love, no harmony, how can there be religion? Let's think about that, and let's try to practice true religion and know that everyone that's practicing true religion is practicing something that is unifying and will create more harmony and love and peace. There is tremendous hope